Starting now.
All right, has anyone seen JD? How about Brianna? Yeah,
I almost did.
Video recorded, audio recorded.
about Ian?
Oh, hang right away.
Thanks. Mr. Wells is just still.
Yeah, he's cleaning up. I'll go find him.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, I have your little leaf thing in there.
Okay, everyone find their assigned seat. Almost. Okay.
You're right here, no
Okay. How's our bell work coming? Our second half of our bell work. So this part of our bell work. So I'll do a notebook check and that's what I forgot. Okay, bell work. Just, no.
I didn't write anything.
Well, what do you think cellular respiration is?
Something to do with respiration.
Something to do with what?
Respiration.
Right. And just the name.
I don't know.
Okay, what is cellular respiration? Anyone? Respiration of the cells. Anything different? So it's just respiration of the cells. Does it have a formula? Yeah. What?
6 and 12 and 2 more 6s.
Yeah. Does it use energy or make energy? Uses. Uses, yeah.
Yeah.
Took your seat.
Yep. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna discuss soil respiration, identify reactants and products, so like the formula. We're gonna identify different parts of the mitochondria, so kind of like we did with the chloroplast. We're gonna do the same thing with the, yes. We're gonna do like the same thing with the mitochondria. And then after we get those mitochondria done, you're gonna put in your notebook the chloroplast and the mitochondria so that you can see them side by side. Okay, because they like kind of depend on each other. And then we're gonna discuss how the mitochondrion is important for cellular respiration because it plays a really big part. Okay, so how many people still need to work on their leaf? Quite a bit of us.
Yeah, we better get working on that.
Okay, so that's what we're going to take like 10 minutes and we're going to work on our leaves.
15.
You're pretty poor on yours. Okay, so 10 minutes. And I have like glue and scissors and all that stuff.
What happened from my
Then we're gonna move on. We get all the today, and we have a cool lab we're gonna do on Wednesday.
Where's my buddy Trevor? The guy who's like
because school. Take you like a real wall.
I'm all done.
You are?
Yeah.
Good, you're not good.
You did it super fast. Yeah, I just got glue all over it, so yeah, but I'm waiting for people to all done. I don't want to take it away from them.
Just up to yours, right?
Honestly,
Thanks, Nolan. Did you do it?
So, I'll help you with the arrows. Where do you think they go?
honestly,
Alright, so we're supposed to
Well, it's like, yeah. Good. You're in charge of it. I know. Try to do what I have to. Flyers. So that's advertising.
We're getting video today? Oh.
Not the player, we just turned forward. We're class right
Yeah, I'm done with video. I would have been mad.
Okay.
Say.
So if we all have parts. Okay. So what's like our first step that happens in You'll be making just like my friends and then apartment. So maybe like 5. Yeah. Well, you can tell us all
You're gonna get fired because you let us have food in here.
Perfect. So you're gonna put here, you're gonna put that part.
I don't think you can eat it.
All I know is that the project is Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Why are you paying to be here?
I'm not being paid to be here.
Paying.
I'm paying to be here? Yeah. How to do that?
No. That's a bad idea.
So it's like my last semester of college. And it's like your senior capstone.
That's
You
too
don't have
bad.
any experience. So this is like my experience.
Why didn't you move to Dry?
My 4th year. So as soon as I get done with this semester, I graduate. I'm done forever.
And then what?
And then you're just wait, what? How much does college?
Make you want to cry.
On crying?
So,
I don't know. Like some of the classes that you have to take are required, so that kind of makes me want to cry. But other than that, like there's a lot of fun classes. And then no one really cares.
I would keep trying. I just live in your daddy's basement and just drive.
I don't know. I think once we like have like this down, I think it's a lot better.
Really? You do not want to teach. And if you're going to teach anywhere, you're teaching the bride. Bride Africa.
So what happens like when the
They make,
sun shines?
that's the richest country in the world. Oh, like Dubai. Dubai. Anyway, so the teachers, like, it's paid more than, like,
Yeah, she only graduated.
yeah. And like the police officers, they drive Camaros.
Okay, we have like 2
Or
minutes.
Lamborghinis.
How about 5? How about 3? Yeah,
Hey.
I don't think more than that.
Yes, Nolan.
Okay, so if you're ever gonna get married, marry a guy from Dubai. Dubai. Because it's a super rich country and he has to be a police officer. Because he drives Lamborghinis and gets paid a lot. And you can teach there and you get paid more than a doctor.
I don't know if I want to live in Dubai though.
Fine. Dude, yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
It's in Africa. And if you're white and you're also
Okay, so let's take a vote.
oh,
So
Middle East.
who needs more time?
ISIS. The kids can become ISIS.
Who wants to learn about cellular respiration?
Not right now.
Come on, just give us a little more time and we'll
How
start.
about,
Nolan,
wait, why don't we do
Right.
it take that long. I hope.
It does take that long. I didn't even take it.
I
I'm trying to make it cool.
I connected.
ridiculous about your coloring, which is
With
good.
her, and we talked about it. Said why.
Okay, so
Why.
like 5 more minutes. We'll compromise for 5
No,
more minutes.
10.
5.
10.
Does the sound on this camera?
10. Big middle.
Fucking later the seven.
Is the sound on the camera?
So all this goodness.
Okay.
So you can get an F if I don't sit down and shut up. Yeah? Okay. I'm a TA. Freshman TA. Taking this class. Who wants to be a TA? Apparently she does.
She's an accent.
Really? She's also the president. Why are you here? Are you a TA?
She's not much of a wilder.
No. Beautiful. One thing. I saw him and she said, "You know what? She thought." Yeah, but I was a CCA. Miss Hodges, and she was like, "No, I need to blue."
Was it Mrs. Magno?
May I please have the quiet? I know. Very good. Thank you. Why don't let go?
Because she was nice. Come on. She said it's together. It's a family. Those are new people.
Has it had any work? I think so. Okay. That works. The engine
Give me one of those.
Easy.
Rejected.
I gotta make sure she's good.
Probably broken. Freaking slammed that freaking down. I was like, this guy's just going through the motions today. Not even doing anything. He's like asleep. Okay. Doing nothing. Take over.
I think it's these. Oh, hey.
Oh my.
Why would you make them?
Just lock that door.
Okay, so I got these up for you.
So your bottom part is what your part, you do this, so that you can flip it open. And then you're gonna like label all these parts. You can do it. You have is released. And
Why don't you take that one?
Painted.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I don't have glue sticks.
Evan,
I have this kind of glue.
I was like, "Yeah,
That's the kind you put on your hand.
you probably don't know at all. East side is the place to go.
My lips get to get
stuff. Guess what? There you go.
I got this thing in the mail the other day, and it said house plants that are poisonous. Well, I had an A1. She ate my cinnamon rice, right? And it says on there that it can give you a rash.
It's like little kids.
So,
I didn't really eat it.
it's poisonous.
What's Dang it. Keep getting
Yeah.
those.
So I got it in the mail, and then I thought about you, so I was like,
I
well,
love the east side. Never eat it. East side.
yeah.
Oh, now I have to think about it.
It's a
I
safe
like the
place.
fries.
And it's fun. If you run out of gas, you can always walk down out of the mountains. But on the east side, on the west side,
I like the chicken sandwich. I think it's not just gonna be
you have to go to that cabin place and live there until summer. Go right down.
I don't know. I found on the
Oh, you
floor.
used to. I had a friend over there.
And what I do,
Yeah, I found it.
Well, the east side, but no, west side, very dead. The west side, it all. The east side, you can't go across that street. The place. Hey, Evan, could be a day
Perfect.
There is? Yeah, right behind it.
I told her.
Okay, so you don't know the first step. What's the very first step? So like what happens in those? Okay, so you talk about this, right? So you have a leaf.
First of February.
What does it mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Water and touch.
Anyway, it ends in like the end of January. And
One more thing.
middle.
Alright, on.
We're fine.
So
I
that's
told
one
her
more thing. So plants breathe in.
because nesting started in December.
When you do those,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
No idea what
so we have like a minute left.
you think the writing's better on the east side?
It is. You have no idea. No idea.
You don't even know which side. it is.
I know. East and west.
Okay,
Look at how.
so most of us are done. Yes? No?
Not yet.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Everyone else is pretty much done? Okay, so we're gonna move on. So we're gonna need to take notes on the upcoming stuff.
What if this isn't even
Yeah, just
going?
take pictures, you may. You know what? Step away.
I'm looking.
Nolan.
Sorry.
I'll take a selfie.
Okay, so photosynthesis, we talked about it on Thursday and how we had like needs photosynthesis and doesn't need photosynthesis. So most of our stuff ended up on what side? Needs. Yep. Okay. So it's the most important thing on Earth. And it's like it's like the biggest chemical reaction that we have happen every single day. Is photosynthesis. What was that for this time? Oh, that was it. We should watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. They have one on television. Do they? Cool. They do. I'm probably watching it on Netflix. Okay. So does photosynthesis happen even in the winter?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah. So maybe like our evergreen trees, but our
Teacher, sorry for the interruption, but we need the following students to the office. Lindsay Hanson, Talon Collins, Jocelyn Quintero, Durham Stewart, Lindsay Tusher, Branson Fuller, and Bracken Bergen.
okay. So maybe not like all of our trees because they're in like hibernation kind of. So like our evergreens, house plants for sure.
Even everything's all kind of dormant,
Yeah.
because the groundwater gets froze.
Okay. So what happens during photosynthesis? So this is like kind of like our review. What's one step, Nolan?
What? Oh, the vacuole lets the candy in. What?
Sunlight.
Oh. Sunlight,
So Shirley says something. What do you got?
water.
Yeah? And there's like one more. What did you say, Nicole?
You said oxygen.
That's what's produced.
CO2, baby.
Yep. Okay. So this is where sugar is moved through our tubes of our leaf to like other parts of the plant. So like our roots, our stems, fruits. So sugar is moved around from different parts. Okay. So some of it is used right away. But our vacuole, so Kodo is our vacuole, so she stores some of our stuff. So if we were in our cell, like we were a couple weeks ago, then she would store some of our sugar that was made. And then like later on when the plant needs it, then they would call on the vacuole and get the sugar from her. Okay, so like the most important part about this slide we need to know is that some sugar is used right away and some of it is stored. Cellular respiration. So we kind of talked about it. Some of us said it's just how cells respirate. Kind of. So it's the release of energy that we can use in other organelles. So a couple weeks ago when we had our candy, we had the mitochondria and what happened to the candy. Doesn't disappear. So who was our mitochondrion? Yep. So what did those three do? They have the bag of candy, and what happened to it? They gave it to everyone, right? Yeah. Okay, so the mitochondria shares its love with everyone else and gives everybody else energy. So this is like a process of metabolizing or burning sugars to make energy for other processes like growth or like reproduction of other cells. And there's our picture. Okay, so like for us and people, what happens like if we're like runners? So we're like running, and what happens?
Sweating.
Yeah, you're sweating. But what happens to our breathing?
Sweating.
Right. So we're like trying to take in more oxygen to try to help our cellular respiration. Yes, there's sweating involved too. Sweating?
Side ache.
Oh, side ache. Yes. Okay, so we're trying to take in more oxygen in our bodies because we're trying to breathe harder and faster to get more oxygen in. And that's to help our cellular respiration, help make energy for us to keep running. So plants kind of do the same thing, but they don't breathe. So they like burn sugars to try to grow, or try to make flowers, or make fruits, or more leaves to try to make it grow taller. So it's using its sugar to help grow. Okay, so like that picture is kind of our hint on how those two are related.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so Jackie and Amanda, since you guys are super close, so what does it say from chloroplast to mitochondria? Okay, so like our sun shines down and we make energy. Yep. Okay, so chloroplasts do what?
Two else?
Eat it.
Okay, so what do chloroplasts do? Yep. So they store energy. So what uses energy? Mitochondria, right? Okay. So we're like going to get into how mitochondria makes ATP and energy and stuff like that. Okay. So out of this slide, this is like the most important things that I want you to know. Okay. So light energy is converted into chemical energy. Okay. So our light energy that comes from our sun and goes into our chloroplast, it gets converted into chemical energy, and then that chemical energy is going to be made into usable energy. So that's what our mitochondrion does. It helps make usable energy.
Is that the same slide?
Yeah. Okay, so we have light energy, and it gets made into chemical energy. And then the chemical energy gets made into usable energy.
No. There we go. Just make it, if someone was filming something out of her backpack.
And then bring a friend. If I could get it on when they have the one sales ticket. Oh.
Okay, so what happens to our chemical energy?
Transfer to usable.
And what is in charge of making the usable energy? Close. Someone besides Andrew. How about Jordan? So chloroplasts makes the energy.
Mitochondria.
Thank you, Andrew.
I was about to say that. How dare you?
Okay.
Gosh, Andrew, it's so hard.
Okay, so mitochondria. Okay, so they break down our sugar or our glucose molecules, and that's what they use to release energy. So, what was one of the byproducts of photosynthesis?
Glucose.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, so cellular respiration, it takes place in all living things, so plants, us, our dogs, cats, stuff. Okay,
What kind of stuff do plants do with the energy? What do they need?
Petals.
They need their roots to get bigger. Grow deeper into the ground.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yep. I know.
okay, so even like our little itty bitty protistas and single cell organisms, they do cellular respiration too.
I watched that happen to you. Plants on the beach. Yeah, like to not talk about that because
So it's like a step-by-step process, so it's a much, just kind of like photosynthesis, how we had like the Calvin cycle and stuff like that. It's a bigger process, and it's a step-by-step process, but we're just going to go into the basics for now. So it's similar to oxidation, so like burning wood to produce heat, okay? Yep.
Yep.
So like exothermic reactions, they produce heat. So this is what this is kind of doing, producing heat. Can you release his nose, please?
he looks like he's enjoying it, honestly.
No, but release. It's okay not to have to touch no one. Thank you. No? Sorry. Okay. Okay, so if I go too fast on slides, or maybe you don't like understand something, it's okay to stop and ask questions, or tell me to go back.
I'm just wondering about
Are you learning through osmosis?
Okay, I learned this trick. Everything you say just goes right into here, and then when the test comes out, it goes on the test.
That's neat.
A plus. I promise. I'm still working on it. I'm experimenting in science because I can retake science tests, so I'm just like,
Oh.
on the take note.
Oh.
I get like a C.
I thought you said A plus.
Take it. I'm experimenting.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting
It's in process. It's still a theory.
But I do have a lot of notes.
Okay.
And I've taken that classic already biology.
Okay.
Already.
Okay, good. Okay. Everyone good for this slide?
Yes, we're golden.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. So out of this slide, we're just going to talk about the usable energy. So we already kind of have this part written down. So our chemical energy is going to be turned into usable energy. And here's our equation. Okay, so what does this formula look super similar to?
What if that was true though?
Yep, photosynthesis. I tried. Right? What's different about this equation than photosynthesis?
Oh.
It's like yeah. Jets.
Yes.
What is different about this equation than photosynthesis? It's the
Yeah, it's the opposite of it.
right? Okay? Very good. So what we use in photosynthesis, our byproducts, are what? We get two byproducts. Here's our oxygen. Close. What's another thing that's produced from photosynthesis?
Oh.
It's what's taken in.
Oxygen produced, right?
Yeah. Yep. Glucose. Okay. So this is our glucose and this is our oxygen. Okay. And photosynthesis, and it gets used back in. Okay, so the most important part out of this slide is our formulas. So your photosynthesis formula and this formula you will probably definitely see again. Probably like on a test or a final or a quiz or something like that.
I guess that's pretty good.
Okay, so if you know photosynthesis really well, you'll just take the inverse of it and you'll get cellular respiration. Okay? So we'll talk about two more things today. Okay, so yes.
Can you go back so we can get the information?
So we're going to talk about two more things today. And then our mitochondrion deal, we'll do that on Wednesday. So our labeling and stuff like that. So once we have this down, then our lab on Wednesday will be super easy. And it involves celery.
Yeah, peanut butter?
Do we get to eat it?
Or do we get to watch how it absorbs food color?
Kind of. Okay, so our,
I'm gonna drink peanut butter anyway.
you know how you were asking about how like scientists learn about cells and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? So our celery, we're going to cut it, and we're going to look at the mitochondrion in our celery. So you'll be able to see it through the microscopes.
What about the food color?
There's also food coloring helps, kind of.
We won't use all the stuff.
You should never eat stuff.
But
Everyone, good?
it's kind of like peanut butter.
Covered in peanut butter.
No, no peanut butter.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay, so this slide, we have like a couple more things left. I know it's like the end of the day, so we all want to go. But just hang on, just a couple more minutes, okay? So this is like our picture of how our mitochondria uses our byproducts and makes new byproducts. Okay. So on Wednesday, at the start of class, we have this. So it's similar to our chloroplast one. Okay. So it's super similar to our chloroplast one, and we're going to label it and color it and put in our products and byproducts so that we can see what it looks like. And then after this is done, we're going to put our chloroplast coloring and our mitochondrial coloring back to back so we can see them. To see what does mitochondria rely off of? Yep, chloroplast. So chloroplast and mitochondria are like best friends. Okay?
It's more like a word
Okay, so here's the thing about Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday.
Hey guys, the conversations, there's only should be one person talking right now. One person. And the rest of you need to be listening.
Okay, that's kind of like why we have our seating chart. So if you can't sit next to whoever, that's why we've been using seating charts every week. So we can find out who doesn't talk with who, so that we can learn more, that way we can do the fun stuff. Right? So Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not going to be here. So Mr. Wells is going to be here. Okay?
Okay.
So we have a lab for Wednesday. So we're going to finish our mitochondrial coloring. We're going to do a lab. And we also have like a review. And it's, you have pictures and you have label tags. And you're going to line them up. And you're going to glue them in your notebook. And we have one for photosynthesis and one for cellular respiration. That way, like we talk about it, and then you can see a visual in your notebook. So that when you study, you can just look at it and say, oh, that's photosynthesis. Sunlight's in, and then cellular respiration will be the sugars and the oxygen. And then Thursday, we're going to start doing something different. So we're going to kind of get out of ourselves and start looking at our physical plant and how our plant works with its external parts. So you'll have a lot of downtime in your lab, so that's when you can like color and stuff like that. Okay, questions or concerns about Wednesday or Thursday? Okay, so most of all your stuff is graded except for your lab. So it's over in the milk crate if you want to get your stuff. And then you get all of your chairs up. I need 4 glue sticks.
You're being a weird man.
Ow! Good. Freaking kidney shot.
Mom and dad, they're part of our.
I don't like that.
Oh yeah, and your quiz score. I'll get that graded soon.
Is this camera running?
Alright, I need 1 more glue stick.
Yeah, it's filming us the whole time.
You know that's going on.
This is not.
She said at the beginning of the day. It's for one of her.
But he gets busy this time of year. We might be able to-
We're all gets to see how he's respectful this room is.
You wanna ask him?
Bye, Callie. Bye, girl.
Either Wednesday, the 24th.
Okay.
Find it it'd be very tall. So see, just see, ask him, say, we're still trying to get it approved. So it'd be like from 2 or 1:45 to 2:30 ish time.